Hello there, it's Paul here and welcome everyone. This video is about doing some bottle openers, and it's about a little bit of colouring and a first for me, some texturing. I'll have a talk at the end on how I got on. This is the one that I've done in the video, and I wasn't overly happy with the results on this. Two issues really. One was the colouring, got a bit of bleed out on there, and I think it's because I put the sanding sealer on by hand afterwards, and even though these are permanent inks, they still run a bit. I guess that's probably due to the chemical that's in the sanding sealer. So I've got a little bit of bleed out on the end, and it just wasn't as crisp as I liked. The other thing I didn't like about it was the actual texturing. Now this is the first time I've done any texturing. I've actually had the Robert Sorby spiraling and texturing tool for probably 3 or 4 years, and this is the first project I think I've actually used it on. I was quite pleased the way that you get the knurling effect on there, but I think because it's so small and so close together, it doesn't look as crisp as what it should do, and I think it's like some of the wood has started breaking away, and I've got a little bit of tear out as well on where I've used the skew to cut the groove to do the pens. So I wasn't overly happy with that, so I went and did another one. This time used different colours. The grooves are a lot better. I've got a little bit of tear out on one edge, but the spiraling, what I've done, instead of that knurled effect of the crisscross, I've just used the tool in one way to almost like create a spiral all the way down the piece. And it's only if you look really carefully that there's a slight wobble in some of the lines, and I think that's basically because I was probably moving the tool across just too quickly, or whether I twisted it slightly, but it's just created that little wobble effect. So what I did different on this one was I did the texturing first, I then cut the grooves, I then applied a couple of coats of sanding sealer, knocked it back. I did actually burnish this off with the wood shavings. Then I used the Sharpies to do the colouring, and I finished that off then with a couple of coats of the spray sanding sealer, so there's a lot less chance of it running. Both of them I've finished off with a spray gloss lacquer, and they've only had a couple of coats and they've come up really shiny on this, so I'm really pleased the way these have come out. Now just a little tip on this, I mean these, I think I got these from Procraft UK, and I think they're called the heavy duty bottle opener, and they're only about £3.50, really cheap. The thread on these is actually about 30mm long, and to make your life a bit easier when you're screwing these in, the thread actually has a couple of flat spots on it. If you're going to put this into wood, especially with that long thread, just put a little bit of paste wax on the threads before you then start screwing it in, and it becomes a lot easier to screw in. And even though I put wax on there, it takes quite an effort still to then take that out. Still got a lot to learn with the texturing, going to have a lot more playing around with it at some point. Thanks a lot for watching.